Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a trip to a Caribbean jewel, a place famous for its stunning beaches, vibrant culture, and yes, Rihanna. But beyond the sunshine and good times lies a deep and fascinating history. So grab your sunglasses as we dive into the incredible story of Barbados. Our journey begins long before any European ships appeared on the horizon. The earliest known inhabitants were indigenous peoples who migrated from South America. The Saladoid Barrancoid people arrived first, around 350 AD, followed by the Arawaks around 800 AD, and later the Kalinago, or Caribs, in the 13th century. These early Bajans were skilled farmers and fishers, living in harmony with the island they called Ichiruganaim, which may have meant red land with white teeth, possibly referring to the red clay soil and the coral reefs. They left behind fascinating pottery and artifacts, giving us a small window into their world. Then, everything changed. In the early 16th century, Spanish explorers sighted the island. They didn't settle, but they did give it a name: Los Barbados, meaning the bearded ones. Why? Well, the prevailing theory is that they were referring to the island's fig trees, which have long, beard-like hanging roots. While the Spanish moved on, their brief visit had devastating consequences for the indigenous population, who were either captured or fled the island. By the time the English arrived, Barbados was largely uninhabited. The year is 1625. An English ship, the Olive Blossom, lands on the island, and Captain John Powell claims it for King James I. 2 years later, the first permanent English settlers arrived, establishing Holetown. They initially tried to cultivate tobacco and cotton, but the real moneymaker was just around the corner. By the 1640s, Dutch merchants introduced sugarcane cultivation, and Barbados was transformed into a powerhouse of the British Empire. This sugar revolution created immense wealth for a small group of English planters, but came at a terrible human cost. To work the vast sugar plantations, hundreds of thousands of enslaved Africans were forcibly brought to the island, enduring unimaginable brutality and hardship. Their labor built the foundation of Barbados's economy and its grand plantation houses, many of which still stand today. But the spirit of the enslaved people could not be broken. They resisted in countless ways, from preserving their African culture and traditions to organizing slave rebellions, like the famous Bussa's Rebellion in 1816. These acts of defiance were crucial steps on the long, painful road to freedom. Slavery was finally abolished in the British Empire in 1834, but true equality was still a distant dream. The post-emancipation period was marked by social and economic struggles for the newly freed population, who still faced immense challenges under the control of the white planter elite. However, the 20th century saw the rise of a powerful labor movement and a push for political rights. Visionary leaders like Grantley Adams emerged, fighting for social justice and paving the way for self-governance. In 1961, Barbados achieved full internal self-government, and on November 30th, 1966, it proudly raised its new flag as an independent nation within the Commonwealth, with Errol Barrow as its first prime minister. And the story doesn't end there. In 2021, Barbados took another historic step, transitioning to a parliamentary republic and appointing its first-ever president, Dame Sandra Mason. From its first peoples to its colonial past, its fight for freedom, and its bold steps into the future, the history of Barbados is a powerful story of resilience, struggle, and triumph. It's a history that shaped the island's unique culture, its music, its food, and the incredible spirit of its people. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through Bajan history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.